Hello guys, a very good morning. So today I'm going to read The Art of Seduction by Robert Greene, and we are going to read today the Coquette or Eoquette. I don't know what it sounds because I never read this letter in my school. So let's start. The ability to delay satisfaction is the ultimate art of seduction. While waiting, the victim is held in thrall. Coquettes are the grand masters of this game, orchestrating a back and forth movement between hope and frustration. They bait with the promise of reward, the hope of physical pleasure, the happiness, fame by association, power, all of which however proves elusive, yet this only makes their targets pursue them the more. Coquettes seem totally self-sufficient, they do not need you, they seem to say, and their narcissism proves devilishly attractive. You want to conquer them, but they hold the cards. The strategy of the coquette is never to offer total satisfaction. Okay. Imitate the alternating heat and coolness of the coquette and you will keep the seduced at your heels. Keys to the character. According to the popular concept, coquettes are consummate teases experts at arousing desire through a provocative appearance or an alluring attitude. But the real essence of coquettes is in the fact their ability to trap people emotionally and to keep their victims in their clutches long after that first titillation. Okay, titillation of desire. This is the skill that puts them in the ranks of the most effective seducers. To understand the peculiar power of the coquette, you must first understand a critical property of love and desire. The more obviously you pursue a person, the more likely you are to chase them away. Too much attention can be interesting for a while. Too much attention can be interesting for a while, but it soon grows cloying and finally becomes claustrophobic and frightening. It signals weakness and neediness, an unseductive combination. How often we make this mistake thinking our persistent presence will reassure, but coquettes have an inherent understanding of this particular dynamic. Masters of selective withdrawal, they hint at coldness, absenting themselves at times to keep their victim off balance. Surprised, intrigued. Their withdrawals make them mysterious, and we build them up in our imaginations. A bout of distance engages the emotions further instead of making us angry. It makes us insecure. Perhaps they don't really like us. Perhaps we have lost their interest. Once our vanity is at stake, we succumb to the coquette just to prove we are still desirable. Remember, the essence of the coquette lies not in the tease and temptation, but in the subsequent step back, the emotional withdrawal that is the key to enslaving desire. Coquettes are not emotionally needy, they are self-sufficient. And this is surprisingly seductive. Coquettes are not emotionally needy, they are self-sufficient, and this is surprisingly seductive. Self-esteem is critical in seduction. Low self-esteem repels, confidence and self-sufficiency attract. Okay. Self-esteem is critical in seduction. Okay. Low self-esteem repels, confidence and self-sufficiency attract. The less you seem to need other people, the more likely others will be drawn to you. Understand the importance of this in all relationships and you will find your neediness easier to suppress. Understand the importance of this in all relationships, and you will find your neediness easier to suppress. The coquette must first foremost be able to excite the target of his or her attention. The attraction can be sexual, the lure of celebrity, whatever it takes. At the same time, at the same time, At the same time, the coquette sends contrary signals that stimulate contrary responses, plunging the victim into confusion. Okay. The attraction can be sexual, the lure of celebrity, whatever it takes. At the same time, the coquette sends contrary signals that stimulate contrary responses, plunging the victim into confusion. Coquetry depends on developing a pattern to keep the other person off balance. This strategy is extremely effective experiencing a pleasure once. We yearn to repeat it, so the coquette gives us pleasure, then withdraws it. Coquettes are never jealous. That would undermine their image of fundamental. Coquettes are never jealous. That would undermine their image of fundamental self-sufficiency. But they are masters at inciting jealousy. By paying attention to a third party, creating a triangle of desire, they signal to their victims that they may not be that interested. This triangulation is extremely seductive. In social context as well as erotic ones, remember to keep an emotional and physical distance. This will allow you to cry and laugh on command, project self-sufficiency, and with such detachment you will be able to play people's emotions like a piano. Remember to keep an emotional and physical distance. This will allow you to cry and laugh on command, project self-sufficiency, and with such detachment you will be able to play people's emotions like a piano. Okay. Symbol: the shadow. It cannot be grasped. Chase your shadow and it will flee. Turn your back into it and it will follow you. It is also a person's dark side, the thing that makes them mysterious after they have given us pleasure. The shadow of their withdrawal make us yearn for their return, much as clouds make us yearn for the sun. Okay, so there are some things that I have learned. Coquette seem totally self-sufficient. So basically, first, if you want to become a coquette, you have to become a narcissist. Okay, first thing is this. Second thing, if you want to satisfy someone, don't get jealous. Incite jealous on other people. By paying attention to a third party, creating a triangle of desire, they signal to their victims that they may not be that interested. Okay, so basically this is the thing. And third thing is, keep an distance between keep an emotional and physical distance. Okay, make sure you not fully satisfy your spouse, your partner, and that way you can attract them more because they want more now. Just make sure that to get fully set just to make sure that in order to get fully satisfied, your partner doesn't cheat on you. Okay, make sure you keep this in mind. You have to apply the cockpit principle in a way that you don't have to satisfy your partner fully, but still she or he must wants you to stay with you or satisfied by you. So you have to keep this thing in your mind so that your partner doesn't cheat on you. Okay, otherwise, let's say you have applied these techniques and you have found out that yes, your partner has been cheated on you. What would you do? Okay, so basically you have to learn this technique. Okay, so keep an eye on your narcissist self image and your partner, so that you can save your partner from cheating and from self-satisfaction also, so that she can be with you with what is that, so that both of you can stay together and no one can cheat. So today I was thinking to read another chapter, but I think this is enough for today. If you like this video, then hit the subscribe button, like the video, and yeah, I will see you in the next one with the chapter of called The Charmer. You see, The Charmer? Okay.